Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia and I read, and that's the whole gist of this. That's it. My name is Anastasia and I read. Welcome. Thank you for coming back or clicking on whatever this is. Today I thought I'd do a really quick book haul of the books that I acquired for this library in October specifically. Now, I will tell you, I've been doing this a very long time, meaning not this YouTube stuff. This is probably my second video that you'll ever see, but this library has been growing for a very long time. I am officially a library. I have 1,130 books in total. They're all my babies. I do have like a very small handful that have been given to me secondhand or were found in a thrift store or kind of just found lying around, and they've been acquired and absorbed into my collection. But for the most part, the huge chunk, 99.9% of it, has been bought by me. So this is a collection of books that I'm very protective of. I normally don't do like book unhauls because they're my babies and I paid for them and it's part of my library that, you know, I bought them for a reason. But there are a few that I can see myself maybe unhauling one day because they weren't really picked by me. They were like given as gifts or found secondhand. So we'll do that another day. But today I thought I'd kind of just go through the books that I've acquired myself in the past month. So sometimes I will actually go to Barnes to do some work, whether or not it's some writing or just kind of getting out of the house. I'll take my laptop, I'll do some stuff there. And then before I leave, obviously I'm there, I'm gonna shop. So this was not bought in one day. I just wanna point out here that all of these books were not bought in just one sitting. It was like 2 here, 3 here, 4 there, and then when you put them all together, this is what you get. But it's a really nice chunk of a haul. I don't always do this every single month. It just October ended up being a pretty big book haul month. And I don't know when this is gonna happen again. I usually don't buy a whole lot of books in November and December because since my birthday is in January, I kind of like to do the whole like 40 books for your 40th type of thing. And so I may just kind of hold off on buying more books until then. So this may actually be the last haul in my life until January. Don't hold me to it because listen, if it happens, it happens. But I don't think I will be having a haul bigger than this for a while. The first one, I had to tell you, I thought I had this book and then I went to go pick it up for a challenge and I didn't. And so the first one I picked up was Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I actually did read this in October. I gave it a 4.5 stars, which is high praise from me for a romance. I am a self-proclaimed non-romance girly. I don't do fluffy romances, and I don't enjoy a lot of the tropes that are like really popular. And so the fact that I picked this up and I did like it, great job, Emily Henry. Great job. Okay. I did like it. I like the grumpy trope. That worked for me. And you know, there was yearning and there's banter is 100% like how you get me. You know, I don't care so much for spicy scenes. I have plenty of books that have spice in them. It doesn't bother me either way, one way or another. It's the plot and the banter. If there's none of that, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, but there was plenty of that here. I enjoyed it, so I did give it a 4.5. And I actually might let my bestie borrow this book because it's not on KU, and she only really reads whatever's on KU, but I think she'd like this, so 4.5. Okay, the next one, again, I picked up because it was also on my TBR, and that is Tour Season by Brynne Weaver. I did also read this, and I gave this a 4.5. stars as well, or 4 stars. I think I gave this 4 stars. I'll double check, but I think they gave this 4 stars, and I talked about it in a whole nother video. I will say that I'm very much a fan of Brynne Weaver's Ruinous Love trilogy with the Kane brothers and that Irish accent. Baby, did not know, had no clue that what I needed in my life was an Irish accent, like whispering in my ear. Like, absolutely love those audiobooks, and they're funny. I think that's the theme of her books that I really enjoy. Again, I'm not a romance girly, so I need other things other than the actual romance to keep me entertained, and these books are kind of funny. Like, you know, it's serial killers falling in love with humor. I like it. I enjoy it. So this was a good time. It was a 4-star for me. Okay. The next 2 books that I did pick up in October, I picked up for a reason, okay? They are the 2nd book and the 3rd book in the Broken Earth trilogy. I got the 2nd book is The Obelisk Gate, and the 3rd book is The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. I do have the 1st book over here, the 5th season, and the reason why I picked them up is because once I'm done with that guy there, I'm on book 5 of the Red Rising series, okay? And once I'm done with that series, this is going to be the next series that I pick up. So I did pick up all 3. One thing about me is that I am a girly that loves all the genres, as you will see. One of these days, I'll do a book tour of my library, and you'll see there's all kinds of genres there, okay? I've got nonfiction, I've got romance. That whole thing over there, is that entire bookcase is literary fiction. This is all fantasy. That's all thrillers and horror. That over there is like manga and like classics, middle grade and young adult. I have a little bit of everything, okay? But here's my thing when it comes to high fantasy and fantasy in general. You guys keep giving me, don't get me wrong, they're wonderful stories. Keep doing them. Keep doing them. Wonderful, beautiful stories. But for some reason, they're like 60,000 books long, okay? And I don't know about you, but when I'm doing a high fantasy, or in this case, a high sci-fi, like, it's just so hard to remember the names and the planets and the this and the that and who's at war with who. And so I purposely just cannot do more than 1 series at a time when it comes to that. So I need to finish Red Rising. I will finish that. And once I finish that, I will pick up the 5th season by J.K. Jemisin. I'm very, very excited about that. I love that it's only 3 books. Love that. Love that for me. Love that for you, but I love that for me. And I'm really excited to do that. I will tell you that I've been burned before by that guy right there who, you know, shall not be named. And because of him, I refuse to pick up books that are very far from being finished, or I refuse to actually start reading trilogies or quadruplets or whatever the hell they are until they're close to being finished, right? So Red Rising, I understand he's very close to finishing the last book, which is great. I'm on book 5. I have a whole nother book 6 there, then the book he's working on, right? I have time. Hopefully he doesn't pull another one of this guy. But once that's done, then I'll pick up another one. And I have plenty of I have plenty. I mean, I thought of Jade City, but I just finished like the Sword of Kaigen, and I was like, okay, that's got like fantasy Asian vibes. Let me try this one instead. I've got plenty to pick from, but that's gonna be my next series. So I did pick up that one. So here you go. The next one that I picked up, and actually I picked up 2 because there's 2 books. There's 3 books right now, I think, in the series. They're very tiny. What Moves the Dead and What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. I believe a 3rd one just came out. They're very tiny. I just finished What Moves the Dead in October. I finished it on October 31st. It's very, very quick. It's kind of like a teeny tiny excerpt of a story. It almost feels unfinished. I get that because like there's this book 2 and the book 3 that's coming out. It has like gothic classic vibes, the setting and the themes, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy a good gothic classic. Like, give me Dracula, Frankenstein, The Picture of Dorian Gray any day. I love those books. And so this kind of gives like that vibe with a little bit of like dry humor. I really enjoyed this. It was a quick read. It was great. I'm gonna try this one and see if I need to pick up the third one from this. So we'll see. The next book that I picked up because it is a sequel. And I did read the first one, and that is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I did read Bride not too long ago, and I didn't dislike it. In fact, it gave very like nostalgic vibes because in my 20s, I did pick up a lot of, I guess you would call them, I keep them in my horror section, but I think they would fit in like the paranormal contemporary kind of sector, which is very similar to this, where there's romance in it, but there's other plots to it. So I'm talking about, let's see, Laurel K. Hamilton, Patricia Briggs, there's someone else I'm thinking there. What's her name? Kelley Armstrong, right? Like these are like classic. They've got 1,000 books in the series. I have some of them because I did go through that phase in my 20s. And this was like very reminiscent of that. So this is the second in that series. I'm not quite sure what the premise is. I haven't read it. I just know that it's got vampires, it's got werewolves. It's probably gonna follow another couple in that same world, which is perfectly fine. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy Bride, so I thought I'd enjoy this. This is the Barnes exclusive edition. I really did like, I preferred the cover that had the green on it, but this is the one that they had, and it's fine. It's cute. It goes with it, so I picked this up as the companion to Bride. The next one I picked up, I gotta tell you, I've heard so much about it recently, and I've heard that it's absolutely hilarious, that it would be criminal for me not to pick it up and start reading. I understand that like it's the end of the world and there's a talking cat, and apparently I'm really gonna like Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. And so I picked it up. This is the first book, and I only picked up the first book. I wanna read this first before I determine whether or not the other ones are gonna be worth it. I heard it's hilarious, and it is kind of up my alley of like just ridiculousness. So I will let you know how this goes. But I have a feeling I'm gonna really like it. So I picked this up, and yeah. The next one I picked up was completely on the whim. I know nothing about it. Except for the fact that I know you can't see it probably here in this background, but I have two shelves, count them, two shelves that are dedicated to Greek mythology retellings. And this seems to be in that realm. This is the story of Hekate the witch, and kind of like a retelling of that. And there are two like blurbs from authors that are on these shelves that I've read, from Jennifer Saint and Elodie Harper. So let's check it out. I love Greek mythology retellings. I don't know how to explain. It's just a passion of mine. I do think though that some people overdo it and some people do it wonderfully. So I'm hoping, I've never heard of Nikita Gill. She's a new author for me, and I'm hoping it's giving me the same like Jennifer Saint, Natalie Hayes vibes, because they actually do this genre very well. Okay, the next is, I don't even know why I picked this up. I was perusing the shelves, perusing. I was perusing the shelves as you are wont to do in a Barnes, and this was there, and it just seemed like an interesting book, and so I picked it up. And it is Letters to the Purple Satin Killer by Joshua Chaplinsky. I have heard no one talk about this. I've never seen this book in my life, but it was in the horror section and it looked interesting. It is written in a series of letters that apparently are sent to the serial killer after he is caught and sent to prison. And that's all I know. It looks really interesting, that how it's written, and I'm interested to see like where this goes. This could be an absolute hit or an absolute miss. I don't know. You and I are gonna figure this out together. But I don't know. It gave me very like 80s campy vibes, and like the fact that they're all written in letters, and I'm just gonna have to figure out what's going on from there. I thought it was really, really interesting. So yeah, I picked this up. I will let you know how that works out. So the next one I picked up was The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I don't know much about the premise. I just know that this is highly recommended, right? It's a dark fantasy romance, I think. I'm always trying new things. I don't think I've ever read a dark fantasy romance, something that was considered more romance than anything. I have not read Hekate. I have not read I have read nothing of Sarah J. Maas. It's just not my genre, I want to say. I like fantasy. I'm just not big on romance, so it's not something I pick up, but I heard this one is not bad. So I picked it up. We'll see. I've seen a couple of recommendations from, TikTok and booktubers, and they enjoyed this. So I was hoping I would enjoy it. It's a thickum. I didn't realize how thick she was because I got it on the Kindle as well. But we're gonna see. I only picked up the first book because I don't know if I'm gonna like this, and we'll see from there. My first major like dark fantasy romance. We'll see. Maybe it's not the right place to start, but that's where we're starting. So we'll see. So the next three that I picked up because I have already Slewfoot and I have it on my TBR for this month. And then I thought, okay, let me look into the other books, and they all look so interesting. Like they all look so interesting. So I picked up The Child Thief, Lost Gods, and Krampus by Brom, all three of them. Now, The Child Thief is supposed to be kind of like a creepy retelling of Peter Pan. I'm all here for that. I'm not quite sure what Lost Gods is, but it's giving me American Gods vibes. So we'll see how that goes. And then Krampus, I mean, this is gonna be the Christmas read of the season. I'm so excited to read this during Christmas. You don't have any clue. I am a horror girly. I love horror. I love fantasy and I love horror. So this is straight up my alley. So I'm gonna eat this up. I love the fact that there's like illustrations, and they're just really pretty. And I wanted to have them on my shelves. Okay, it is what it is. The next one is actually my book of the month pick for October. I am a member of book of the month, and I didn't know what to get. But I ended up getting The Haunting of Paynes Hallow by Kelley Armstrong. And the reason why, I mean, first off, I love fairy tale retellings, but also Kelley Armstrong is one of the classic authors that I used to read a lot in my 20s. I think, what is that series called? The Other World series. There is a bunch of books that are in that series. I have some of them around here. And I've read, a few. I did them in my 20s. So, I have. Don't ask me anything about those books anymore. It has been a while. I think the only thing I remember is that there's a werewolf named Elena, and there's several books about her journey, and I enjoyed them. I do remember enjoying them. So I figured this is an author that I've read. She's been in the game for a while. Let's see how this goes. It's supposed to be a retelling of Sleepy Hollow and Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman. So we'll see how that goes. And it's a short read, which I appreciate. So we'll see how that goes. I have a lot of thick books on my shelf, so whenever I can sneak in a short read, chef's kiss, okay? The other one here that I have, I had to get because, and I actually do want to read this before the year's over. I think it's going to be in my 10 before the end, and I'll do that on another video. But I had to, because the hype is just so strong, and the fact that it's fan fiction, I am so intrigued. And that is Alchemized by SenLinYu, and maybe this is considered like fantasy romance as well. I've seen some people talk about it like, no, it's really like dark fantasy with a romance subplot, which will be much better for me, because that's what a lot of fantasy is. You know, I want the plot, I want the fantasy. You can have romance in there, that's cool, that's all good, but I want there to be a plot. I want there to be something going on. And this lovely thick book has intrigued me, so I'm really excited to read this. I did not read Manacle. I do have Manacled somewhere. I think it's downloaded onto my Kindle. I haven't had the chance to read it, but I was told you don't need to read one to like the other, so I think I'm gonna go in with this one blind and just kind of like take it for what it is. And I'm really interested in seeing how this turns out. Again, I'm usually not a bandwagon type of girl. I will get the book during the time, but then I will read it later. But the hype around this book is just so intriguing to me that I was like, I have to. So that's one of my 10 before the end, definitely. So the next one that I picked up, I actually wanted a very long time ago, but I have been looking for a decent edition of it, because every time I've seen it, it's been kind of like beat up and worn down and scratched up. And I finally saw it in Barnes, and it was like in perfect condition, and that is From Hell. This is From Hell by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell. Now, if you know anything about graphic novels, and I don't claim to be, you know, like super up there knowing about all the graphic novels and whatnot, but I do know what I like. And Alan Moore is an author or an illustrator on a lot of graphic novels that I enjoy, and so I've been wanting this for my collection for a very long time. This was written a very long time ago. It was written in the 80s, 1989. It's in black and white. It's a very good edition. I know they have it in hardcover as well, but this one actually was in perfect condition. So I'm so happy to finally have this be a part of my graphic novel section. So yeah, From Hell. And just like I got it in time for the spooky season, did I get to read it before the spooky season ends? No, but if you've probably guessed from my collection behind me, it's spooky season 24/7 in my house. So that's just for a regular Tuesday, okay? And the last book that I picked up, I mean, I had to because I saw it and I needed it, and I needed it in my life. Now, one thing about me is that I don't think I need a special edition for everything. I don't. I don't need a special edition for everything. I do need a special edition for like those books that matter, that just matter. For instance, if you're looking back there, I've got the special editions of the Poppy War. I've got the special editions of the Lord of the Rings. I have a special edition of the Kite Runner. Like, I have special editions of books that I care for, like that have like a special, you know, like a little thing in my heart. And those are the books that I will spend the extra money to get a special edition on, okay? And I had to get the special deluxe edition of Red Rising. I've been looking for a hardcover version of Red Rising for quite a while. So when he came out with this, best believe I was there, okay? This is an absolutely gorgeous special edition of Red Rising. I am very excited to have this on my shelves. You have no idea. It's gonna go right there next to my paperbacks. And I did wait to hear that he's going to come out with a deluxe edition for every single one of the books before I got this, because I cannot tell you how many times that I get like really excited for a hardcover or something like that, and then they change the hardcover and it no longer matches with things. That starts problems, okay? That starts problems, but not here. As soon as he said he was coming out with deluxe editions for all of the books, I was like, sign me up. So there you have it, my 18 books that I picked up in October. Let me show you together this beautiful book haul. I don't know if you caught it, but I've got calcifer pants on with my calcifer cup. We are all about house moving castle in this house, okay? All about it, right? bring on the whimsy. All right, I just kind of want to show you the haul so that way I could put the books on the shelf. It bothers me when they're not on the shelf, and I had them on the side so I can show you. So now that it's done, I can rest easy. My OCD can go and relax. Anyways, so that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for letting me just talk about books for no other reason than just talking about them. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Bellatrix, no scratching. My cat is interrupting the video, as cats are wont to do. Ma'am, are you done? Are you done? Is it okay? Can I go back to doing this? You mind? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry that yes, I'm so sorry that I interrupted your scratching. I will be done soon. Yes, thank you.